And Myanmar play Malaysia in their final game a little later on this evening. Singapore shell-shocked by the start that Malaysia made yesterday. They were 4 up inside the first quarter, so they know they can't afford any mistakes here against a Thailand side who've drawn 1 and lost 2 of their 3 group matches so far. Malaysia have been outstanding, scoring plenty of goals. Of course, it's invariably been Malaysia and Singapore that contest the gold medal match. Top 2 teams in the group, just 5 teams in the men's hockey. The top 2 teams contesting the gold medal match, teams 3 and 4 the bronze, and Indonesia, who already know their bottom after their 4 matches, finishing without a victory. There is the Thailand lineup. Plenty of players have made plenty of appearances. Don't be too fazed by the starting 11. Coaches can make rolling changes whenever they need to during the course of the match. Kim Kyung-soo there, the Thailand coach, seems in reasonably good spirits. Whatever happens, Thailand can't make it into the gold medal match, but they can improve their position. They could overtake Singapore if they win here. Gary Lee starts in goal again for Singapore. He was the starting goalkeeper yesterday. Wei Wei-Xuan came on in the second half of that game, but the damage had already been done. Enrico Emarican, the captain, was the goal scorer for Singapore. Just the 1 shot on goal yesterday. 2 shots on goal, in fact. A good save by Kumar. Rajan Krishnan, the coach, will be looking for a far better response for his team in this match this evening. So here we go then, big game, final group match. Singapore have to win, and to win well, and hope that Malaysia keep up their good form a little later on against Myanmar. Singapore back in their red tonight. They'll get on at some point, the replacements. So rolling substitutes can be made at any time, except just before a short corner is about to be taken. Singapore on the early attack. Let's clip the foot so it will be a free hit. Emarican burging his way through. Scored the goal yesterday and came very, very close there. It was saved by the goalkeeper. Wanchalerm Boonbut, the starting goalkeeper for Thailand. And another shot pushed away. Very positive start by Singapore. There's the second of those shots. James Vanderput. Singapore got off to a good start with a 6-4 win over Indonesia before a 2-2 draw with Myanmar. Maybe surprised one or two people, Myanmar, with their performances at this competition. Thailand were beaten by Myanmar 4-2. Tanriyu. Forward by Jaspal Singh Grewal. Ferdaus. Just outside the 16-yard line. Emarican on the reverse stick, but too much height on that one. Not troubling the goalkeeper that time. Wanchalerm is the Thailand goalkeeper. 4 15-minute quarters, don't forget. Conceded quite a lot of penalty corners last night, Singapore. I think some 13. And against a team like Malaysia, they was always capitalised. Faisal particularly was pretty potent from those short corners. But they converted 4 or 5 of their opportunities. American into Vanderput, but good defending by Thailand. Forward by Theppithak. See that will take the free hit. Good ball to Wirawat Singthong. Driven low across the D, but in behind all the Thailand attackers. So 16-yard hit to Singapore. Right the way across, no one able to put a stick on the ball. You can take a free hit to yourself if you're wondering in hockey. It never used to be like that. Rules changed a few years ago, just to try and keep the pace of the game up. So rather striking blue pitch, of course, was one of the features of London 2012. The blue pitch with the bright pink surrounds. The blue pitch is adopted now as the general standard for hockey across the world. Chandra. Pull back from the byline. There's a foul against Singapore. Silas Razak penalised. So that was the difference last night between that and the Malaysia game. Every time Malaysia got down the line and played the ball across, the ball invariably hit the Singapore foot, which led to the penalty corner. Reverse stick-to-stick contact, so Razak penalised. Two days' time, the hockey competition concludes with the gold medal matches for the men. The women's hockey concludes tomorrow evening. Bronze medal match-up first between Singapore and Indonesia, and it's Malaysia against Thailand for gold. Here come Thailand in the group stages for the men. Almost found a way through. Ferdaus. A little fortunate. There's a stick in there from Razak. Emarican. That's a good run again. Chance on here for Singapore. Kamsi was just blocked off in the centre. Still a chance for Ferdaus to deliver. Not taken though. Thailand should get this one away from danger. And chase on here. Will be allowed to run. It was good running from Suriya. Putting Yuhari under pressure all the way. He was allowed to let it run though for a 16-yard hit. Allowed to run by everybody. No one getting a stick on the ball. Rajan Krishnan there is the Singapore coach. Lost out to Malaysia in 2015 for the silver medal, Singapore, in their own country. Who just struck the leg there of Aidil Ibrahim. Free hit to Thailand, which they've not managed to capitalise on, and indeed the free hit turns around and goes the other way back now to Singapore. Kim Soo not too happy about the decision, but has been given just short of the 23-metre line. Razak. Ali Balushi Saleh from Oman and Yikor 2 from Myanmar are the two umpires. Foul against Ashriq Ferdaus this time. So Singapore giving away one or two unnecessary fouls, but not in necessarily dangerous positions at the moment. Neither side has a clear-cut opportunity on goal. We saw Emarican force a save early on from Wanchalerm in the Thailand goal. Once again we'll roll all the way through. There's some clumsy play at the moment. Singapore have seen more of the ball in the opening 12 minutes or so. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, still 0-0. Reminder, Singapore have to win to stand a chance of making it into the gold medal match. A draw is no good. Emarican loses possession inside his own half. Payung-Ngau. And again. A good turn of pace to go between two defenders. Still Thailand's possession. Ferdaus, and again to Emarican. Grewal. Good ball. Chance here for Ferdaus, Razak rather, trying to weave his way through. There's a little trip there, I think, on Chandra. In fact, the foul's gone the other way, so Thailand have possession. Great shot, good save. Good save by the goalkeeper. Gary Lee had his body right behind that. Had to as well. It was a well-struck shot. Thailand threatening at the end of the first quarter. Sesit with the shot. So a fairly uneventful first quarter, really. Singapore got off to a good start. They had a shot, good run by Emarican. Shot saved by the goalkeeper, Wanchalerm. But we still await the breakthrough to be broken here in the final group game for both sides in the group. Here's that chance for Emarican early on, but couldn't find a way through. So after the first quarter, it's currently Thailand 0, Singapore 0. Join us for the second quarter in just a minute. Okay.
자, 뻗하면 빠이 하란 말이야. 뻗하면 막 야, 뻗하면 빠이 해. 빠이해서 마하면 냉랭. 탐마이 마이 빠이야.
You're
watching Octo Sports in our coverage of the 29th SEA Games from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And it's the final group game in the hockey as Thailand and Singapore go head-to-head. Just watching the Thailand coach there getting very, very animated on the sidelines about his side's performance in that first quarter. Kim Kyung-soo. Reminder of the scenario, Malaysia top the group. Malaysia have 9 points, 100% record. Myanmar are second with 7. Singapore are third at the moment with 4 points. Myanmar's goal difference is +4, Singapore's -6. So Singapore need to win, and there needs to be a 2-goal swing in goal difference between them and Myanmar, who play Malaysia later. So even if Singapore win this game, they'll have to wait and see what happens in the later game to see whether they'll play for the gold or the bronze medal. They are guaranteed at least a bronze, playing for the bronze, but no guarantee of the gold or silver position as yet, as they have done in the previous few editions of the Southeast Asian Games. Singapore all in red. It's Thailand on the attack at the start of the second quarter. Wiros. Not a great ball though, picked up by Vanderput. Grewal and Yuhari just playing the ball between them at the moment. Singapore just need a bit of movement up ahead to try and get out to their own half. There's that flick ball over the top. Nothing wrong with that, not deemed dangerous. It's when the ball comes at pace at head height that tends to be a problem, but certainly there's no problem with getting a ball lofted forward. Good challenge by Ferdaus. Free hit to Singapore. Ferdaus with a free hit on the edge of the D. Still Singapore keep possession. Chandra. A clash of sticks though, and the foul won by Vong Lenbury for Thailand. Emarican. Push down the line, it's still Singapore's ball. Scored twice in the first quarter in their opening game against Indonesia. It was a great way to get off the mark. Took them until the second half to get their goals against Myanmar, so a little bit of a slower beginning to the game. Myanmar possibly surprised a few people at this tournament. Ibrahim, who was briefly facing his own goal. Myanmar, who we mentioned as Singapore's rivals for that gold medal place, took the bronze 2 years ago in Singapore. Singapore did only win one, previously got through on goal difference over Myanmar in 2015. Thailand lost all three 2 years ago. They managed to pick up a point this time around, and they're holding Singapore at the moment, 0-0. Tanyiru. Emarican. That's a nice ball down the line for Chandra. Can they make something of it now? And again, I think Chandra has been penalised for hitting the stick of his opponent, be it inadvertently. Still goes as a free hit the other way. By Norman. Again, there's a block stick in the way to prevent him finding a way to goal. Saw the pressure on Emarican. Now there's a chance for Singapore. Once again, it's good defending. In fact, Singapore have been penalised, so wasting the opportunity to keep the pressure on. Yep, just came off Emarican's foot as it rolled out. Good spot by the umpire. Came back off the stick of Tanakit. Good covering defending. Still no penalty corners yet, which is an indication the ball has been played in the D's very little so far in the opening minutes. 6:24 to go in the first quarter, just a couple of shots on goal, saved by each goalkeeper. Yuhari. Chandra. And Ferdaus. Asking too much of Emarican, so free hit back in again to Thailand. Well, one back by Norman. It's good defending by Thailand. Plenty of white shirts back behind the ball, as you can see, keeping very organised. Well spread across the pitch, just cutting out those options for Singapore at the moment. That's a poor touch, though. That'll be a foul. Shalani brought down outside the D, but a penalty corner given as it was inside the 23-metre line, so there's the trip. So the first penalty corner of the game, and a chance for Singapore to put some more pressure on the Thailand goalkeeper, Wanchalerm. Here it comes, all about the delivery. There's the shot, good strike, and Singapore take the lead into the top corner from Sabri Yuhari. And having failed from the short corners last night, they finally get themselves in front here against Thailand. Vanderput with the put out. And that was a really well-struck shot. It was a little bit straight. Nevertheless, coming at that speed, no chance for the goalkeeper to get his hand up and keep that one out. And Singapore lead by 1-0.
Let's go.
Lenbury. Minutes to go then in the first half. Singapore leading by 1-0. Yuhari from their first penalty corner of the match. That's a good run by Ferdaus. And here come Thailand looking for an equaliser. Good defending. Maybe a Singapore ball as well. Maybe have to turn defence into attack here. Jalani. Clash of sticks, there's no real need for that. It's unnecessary from Pongsak, and he's given another penalty corner here to Singapore. They were very good from the last one. No real need to do that, giving away the penalty corner. Just had a little slash out at Abdul Razak. Razak, it'll be pushing the ball out this time. Can Singapore make it 2 out of 2? Yes, they can, is the answer. And it's the same man again. Sabri Yuhari. Another fine strike, another strike straight down the middle. And those penalty corners are working for Singapore tonight. 2 out of 2. Straight between goalkeeper and defender. It's another wonderful strike. And Singapore lead by 2-0 at half-time. That will now take their goal difference back to -4, so still an 8-goal swing needed between them and Myanmar. If they can get a couple more in the second half, this would make things interesting in the final game this evening between Malaysia and Myanmar. And the way Malaysia are playing, I'm sure Singapore will be hoping that Myanmar get heavily beaten. Can't find the angle for the cross there, Borirak, so it's a 16-yard hit to Singapore. Final few seconds of the first half. Nice reverse stick in behind the two red shirts in the centre though. Good improvisation. Final action then of the first half as the hooter goes. And it was a much better quarter for Singapore. 2 goals from short corners, both scored by that man Yuhari. And he's put his side in front. They need to win this, don't forget, and they need that big swinging goal difference, but it's entirely possible that will happen. Join us again in about 15 minutes time for the second half. At half-time here at the National Hockey Stadium, it's Thailand 0, Singapore 2. Welcome back to the National Hockey Stadium and the 29th SEA Games on Octo Sports. We're at the halfway point between Singapore's final group game in the hockey, taking on Thailand. They have a 2-0 lead after a first half, 2 penalty corner goals scored by Yuhari. And again, just to explain the scenario for you, Singapore start the game down in 3rd position. Victory here would put them onto 7 points, level with Myanmar, but they do have a superior goal difference. At the moment, they still need an 8-goal swing between this game and Myanmar's final match against Malaysia. Malaysia free scoring, they beat Singapore 9-1 last night, of course. So the hope is they can get a few against Myanmar, and it will be Singapore in 2 days' time that will take on Malaysia for the gold medal. If that doesn't happen, it'll be Singapore meeting Thailand again for the bronze medal in a couple of days' time. But we've got another 30 minutes of action to go. Singapore have looked good from those penalty corners, but I think the worrying part for the coach, Rajan Krishnan, at the moment is from open play. They haven't really threatened. Just one save made early on when Emarican was denied by the Thailand goalkeeper, Wanchalerm. And on a couple of occasions, Thailand have looked quite dangerous on the break. So fingers crossed that Singapore can see this one through. And then I'm sure they'll be watching on with interest for the other game, which is on straight after this at the Hockey Stadium. And a big match here tomorrow as well. Don't forget, Singapore women's team in a battle for the bronze medal tomorrow night. Kim Kyung-soo, the Thailand coach, was very vocal in the gap between the first and second quarters, trying to get instructions across to his team. Will they be heeded in the second half? It's Captain Surisak that gets us underway then. Thailand in the white, playing from left to right in the second half. And they trail, as we say, by 2-0. Straight on the attack, Singapore at the start of the second half. It's not a good, great cross though. Into the side from Shalani. Did touch a defender on the way out though, so still a Singapore ball from the 23-metre line. Here's Yuhari, and then he scored those 2 penalty corners. The ball went back by James Vanderput, but as you heard, there was a little click of a stick there. The sticks come together, it is a foul. Didn't take the ball cleanly. Not clean enough for the umpire's liking anyway. Singapore have done the same as they did yesterday. They've changed their goalkeeper at the start of the second half. It's Wei Wei Huan coming on. Gary Lee was in goal for the first half. Didn't have a huge amount to do, just 1 save made. Given away clumsily. Thailand on the attack. Foul by Yuhari, who was trying to win possession back after the error by Singapore. Well won back by Tan Yi-ru. Given away again, and then the free hit goes Singapore's way. That's one thing that they have got to be mindful of, just those little errors that possibly creeping in and allowing Thailand a sight at goal. It's going to be the first penalty corner for Thailand. Suriya, the man brought down. Grewal penalised right in front of the umpire. It's deemed serious enough to be a penalty corner. So Thailand's first to the game. Looks like Pongsak it'll be with the put in. The players are allowed to don the protective gear, of course, for the penalty corners. Ball does travel at a great pace. This is Thailand's first. Singapore converted 2 of 2. There's a bit of movement on the line there. That'll have to be taken again. And that means that there'll be one man less on the line. It's Ashriq Ferdaus who has to make his way back upfield. So his little trigger happy moment has led to his side being one short in the defending department. Oh, good save. Good save by the goalkeeper, Wiros Yosiri. Just got enough on that to divert it wide. Still Thailand will have possession though. Back on the 23. Oh, good running. Oh, what a chance. It's another penalty corner. Tanakit was the player brought down that time. It was a lovely ball through and nobody spotted the move, but they played it against the legs of Grewal. I think that's what the umpire's given the penalty corner for. They're going to confer here, the umpires. There's certainly no contact on the player. He was clear through on goal. It was a fantastic ball through. So after conferring, Thailand have another penalty corner. Pongsak again that will push this one in. Oh, another great save. Second save from the penalty corners by Wiros Yosiri. 0 for 2 now, Thailand. Brilliant stop. That's what he's there for, I suppose. But that was a nice height, but nevertheless a great save. Thailand missing those 2 opportunities. What a good fortune for Singapore. Grewal. And Razak. Oh, lovely ball. A bit of space here for Ferdaus. Singapore, though, unable to capitalise. It was a good move, though. It's a lovely crossfield ball. very comfortable on the ball at times without really threatening anything chance-wise from open play. He's got a chance now though. Oh, again, they've missed it. And just see the reaction of Kamsani there, who was in space, wanted that pull back, but Rasi decided to go for goal with a reverse stick. Proved to be the wrong decision. Had a second chance, maybe there, just a little pullback. You can see the reaction of the two players there in the centre. Vanderput as well, looking for that pull back to him. Good play right down the line. Now there's a real chance. Good save by the goalkeeper. Penalty corner given. It's a lovely run and pull back. Razak with a shot. Goalkeeper Wanchalerm made the save. It was that high stick as the ball came back off the goalkeeper that the penalty corner has been given for. Can't usually stick that high. Dangerous play. Again, and same result, it's a hat-trick for Yuhari. He really is unstoppable from these penalty corners tonight. 3 from 3 now, Singapore. Yuhari gets his third goal of the game. Rifled in once more, this time going across the goalkeeper. So Singapore's goal difference is now -3. And they're moving on to 7 points. Myanmar's goal difference +4. Their game to come a little later, don't forget. So Sabri Yuhari has his third goal of the game. Long-range shot which goes sailing wide. It would have had to take a touch before it went in. Su's side 3 love down. Singapore trying to find a way through again. Minutes to go in the third quarter. Singapore leading here 3-0. Foul on Yuhari. Free hit to Singapore. Again, the Thailand captain, Suriya tackling from the wrong angle, really. Not really so much of a chance of getting the ball from there. Thailand still have possession, though. Emarican. Can Thailand get themselves something before the hooter sounds at the end of the third? Back on the attack once again. Plenty of red shirts back on defensive duty. Good shot, good save by Wee Wee Xuan. A couple of great saves from short corners in this quarter. Far simpler save that time. Nevertheless, a save. Managed to get the pads close together just in time there, Wee Wee Xuan. So the hooter goes for the end of the third quarter. Another good quarter for Singapore. They managed to get themselves another goal from the penalty corner and another for Yuhari, who now has a hat-trick. There he is. 3 excellent strikes from 3 excellently worked penalty corners. Singapore should take the points from this match, but they could do with a couple more goals, bearing in mind their goal difference and the situation in the group as it stands. But it looks as like they're going to take the points from this one. We've got 1 quarter to go, and at the end of the third, it's Thailand 0, Singapore 3.
For me, simple logic. You go inside AD, pub, get your corner, done. We are finished. Am I right? Yes. So why you do all the things? Okay. And the other one is Defense, please spread the ball out. No short passes. They are waiting to come. Right. You make long pass. Why should I run from here to there? So I don't run. But when you make near pass, they come. Then you go. Long pass like what we did the first half. First half. So we need to spread. Okay, we need to spread. Okay, come go. Yes, ask me.
Welcome back to Octo Sports and our coverage of the 29th SEA Games from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. 15 minutes to go in Singapore's final group game in the hockey, leading Thailand by 3-0. Just listening to a few words from the coach there, Rajan Krishnan. Just saying, use logic, it's simple. If you get in the D, try and get a shot in. And that's what they've not been doing. They've been trying to walk the ball in at times, which is not necessarily the best thing to do. You have to be inside the D to shoot and score, of course, unless it takes a touch inside the D from a defender. Singapore need goals. Go through the scenario again in a short while, but the main job, or the main thing, was that Singapore managed to win this, and that takes a deflection. It just goes flying over the top. Borirak just got a stick on that. There's a chance now, but a space. Defenders coming back, and in the end it was Theo Norman that managed to win the ball back for his team. Simple is the shout you can hear from the bench. I think the other message that he said as well, no short passes out of defence. Here come Thailand on the attack once again. To the byline, simple chance, good save. Well, they can't get the follow-up either. Shot comes in from distance, blocked again in front of goal. What a chance for Thailand, they haven't taken it, and Singapore's goal remains intact. But quite how is anybody's guess. All the way down the line, it was an open goal. Theppithak played it straight back to where the goalkeeper was coming from, Wei Wei Xuan. Another save by the goalkeeper. And then the follow-up, I think two players got in each other's way, which made life difficult. An injury here to Srilit. And he seems okay. May just have taken a knock on the head in that little melee that followed the initial shot.
Move, beat and go. So a green card for Theo Norman, who will sit out the next few minutes. Not too sure what that was for, but
Singapore temporarily down to 10 men. That's a good ball over the top. That's what the coach was talking about. Long balls out of defence. Thailand back on the attack once again. Oh, they're running pace, and this time they have scored. Goalkeeper's beaten. Completely unmarked inside the D. That's Lenbury who gets the touch. Hit at pace, and he reacted quickest past the goalkeeper. So we're back to 3-1. 11 minutes to go in the final quarter. Through again, and very nearly all the way through. Ibrahim just took his eye off it for a second. Go all the way through for a 16-yard hit. Tanakit able to get a stick on the ball. I'm sure the Singapore players will be staying around to watch the match after this, Malaysia against Myanmar. Hoping Malaysia can continue their free-flowing scoring. 33 goals in 3 games Malaysia have managed. As I say, there will be a swinging goal difference still needed. They'll need Malaysia to win by probably 6 clear goals to stand a chance of making the gold medal match. It's almost through again. Grewal just getting back and getting a stick in. The referee spotted an infringement though, so it will be penalty corner to Thailand. Made the goalkeeper work a couple of times from these. Pongsak once again will push the ball out. Driven low, and again the keeper makes the save. Still it's not cleared. Chance for Thailand still, and they've scored a second. And all of a sudden, well, in fact I think the referee's disallowed it. Baron Kit put the ball in, but the umpire has disallowed it, I think. Let's have a look. And there's the initial shot, which was saved by the goalkeeper. And he's managed to slide the ball in. There certainly seemed to be an argument, but I think the goal's been given. So, Singapore all of a sudden are making life a little bit more difficult for themselves. Tanakit getting that second goal. Just 2 scored from 10 shots. Thailand, but a draw would be the end of Singapore's hopes of making the gold medal match. They have to make sure they don't concede another. Goal difference is back to -5 now, so Malaysia would need to beat Myanmar by a 9-goal margin as it stands. Pushed forward by Ibrahim, but out of play. Thailand have got their tails up at the moment, not surprisingly. A much better second half for them. Good ball forward, now a chance. Can they get their first goal from open play? They can't, but they can get a penalty corner, which have proved so productive so far. Fauzi Jilani was the man that was fouled. Yuhari's in there again. You have to say, why change a winning format? He scored 3 from 3. Singapore need another goal, more so now to make sure this game doesn't slip away from them. Oh, he can't find the net this time. And I think that came off a defender, so it will still be Singapore's possession from the 23-yard line. Yep, deflected just off the stick. Good defending by Thailand. Clash of sticks once again. Ball goes behind and still Singapore can keep the pressure on here. Grewal. Good running by Ferdaus. Again, short corner. Stick-to-stick contact coming from the Thailand defenders. That's the challenge. Yuhari with another chance. Yuhari, oh, he's hit the post this time. Thailand looking to go straight on the attack while Yuhari in particular is out of position. He's trotting back into his defensive role now, but centimetres away from giving his side a lead, or increasing their lead rather. Look at that shot again. Straight through the defender, but saved by the foot of the post, Thailand. Razak was right there but couldn't react to put in the rebound as the ball whistled past him. Razak penalised this time and showing his frustration. Under 4.5 minutes to go in the match. Farhan Kamsani as he came forward. There's another foul which will Singapore can keep possession. Singapore seeing plenty of the ball now in the latter stages, but still unable to find a way through. Ibrahim. Good running from Tanyiru. That's good ball driven across, and again a dive in the centre, but ball's not sent goalwards. It was Razak who's worked hard tonight up front. Just out of reach. I think the angle would have been a little bit tight to get anything positive on it anyway. Defending by Yuhari. save late on. Well, there goes the hooter. And Singapore have managed to hang on courtesy of that man. 3 goals from Yuhari, all from penalty corners. And Singapore take the 3 points, a vital 3 points as well, in their quest for a place in the gold medal match. But they need Malaysia to beat Myanmar comfortably this evening to stand a chance. 3-0, or 3-2 rather, Singapore. A late comeback by Thailand in that second half narrowed it and made it a little bit nervous towards the end for Singapore. But they managed to hang on, as I say, and take the 3 points to go up to 7 points. They move level with Myanmar, and just to sum up that goal difference for you once again, Singapore's goal difference is now -5, Myanmar's +4, which means that Malaysia have to beat Myanmar by 9 goals tonight for Singapore to progress into the gold medal match. If the goal difference is level, Singapore would go through by virtue of having scored more goals than Myanmar. So still plenty to do for Singapore looking on. Here, the highlights of what was a great game and a great start. Yuhari with the first of his penalty corner goals. They were 100% in the first half from penalty corners. Yuhari again with a similar finish, second time of asking for Singapore. Thailand had a penalty corner of their own. It was brilliantly turned away by the goalkeeper in the second half, Wei Wei Xuan. Flying stop. Singapore continued to press. They didn't really create too much from open play. That was a good chance for Silas Abdul Razak, but the referee spotted the infringement with a high stick as that ball was trying to be cleared. It produced yet another penalty corner. Same man was there again. Yuhari to rattle the ball in past the goalkeeper, and Singapore at that point led by 3 goals to 0, 100% from those penalty corners. Straight through the goalkeeper. Rai smile, and rightly so, a hat-trick for Yuhari. Thailand, though, did mount a late challenge to get back into the game. That was a really good chance and not taken. The goalkeeper was a little bit fortunate there. There was a little bit of complacency from Thailand in front of goal as they tried to put that rebound in. A couple of players getting in each other's way. It was Nkeu that missed the initial shot, but they kept pressing Thailand. All credit to them, and they did manage to get a goal back. Lenbury touching him from close range, not picked up by the Singapore defence rather. Goalkeeper again made another good save from the penalty corner. Really did keep them in it. But then on the follow-up, they managed to squeeze the ball in, and Kinnerit reducing the deficit to 3-2. But in the end, Singapore managed to hang on and win it by 3 goals to 2. There are the stats from the game. Singapore had more of the ball during the course of that match, 12 shots on goal, and more circle entries as well. They were on top, but they only won it in the end by a single goal. So that wraps it up from the National Hockey Stadium. The women in action in the bronze match tomorrow. Coming up next on Octo Sports, we've got more diving for you, but it's bye from the hockey.